Okay, so here, I want to show you something, and then I am going to do a video about my something that, this is something that probably I would have trouble with, and then I will tell you what my perception of this subject would be. This is about the TikToker who stole from Target twice. She stole from same Target store twice. She got caught once, apparently, and then she stole from it again. Now, I will tell you about my interpretation on it after I show you the video, because so then you know what I'm talking about. Alright? Just Michael's on my abominable snowman and Michael's. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah.
A TikTok creator was arrested again for allegedly shoplifting at Target. Police in Cape Coral, Florida say Marlena Velez stole just under $300 of merchandise from the store.
Really?
This is surveillance video they released that they say shows her in the act. Watch as it appears she scans the barcode to pay on the self-checkout register. Police say Velez uses a different barcode for a cheaper item instead, making off with 16 items. She pleaded not guilty to a charge of petty theft. The arrest comes less than a month after she was accused of stealing about $500 worth of merchandise from the same Target. She has pleaded not guilty in connection with that case. When police shared a photo online looking for help identifying the suspect, one anonymous caller recognized the woman as Velez from her TikTok account, where Velez posts videos of her day-to-day. Investigators say Velez even posted about her Target haul from that day, wearing the same outfit in store surveillance cameras. But the video has since been deleted and her account is now private. At the time, she had about 300,000 followers. She's now amassed about 420,000 followers. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that I myself love posting videos. That I post videos of negative as well as positives. I love to post videos about my dog, about dogs and that, and I post everything on my YouTube channel and that. But God forbid, if I ever was living semi-independently, because I have autism and a chromosome 10q deletion, that's a problem with me. If I go in the stores, I have to buy it. And then if I was, semi-independent, if I was living semi-independently, I couldn't afford it, I would probably feel like scooping it up and then walking out the store with it as well, I would probably have so much impulse to do the same thing, especially when it comes to like pink shirts or blue shirts with like flowers or pretty sparkly butterflies. I am attracted to all that. So it's like, and beautiful fancy dresses, it's like I gotta have it, and if I can't afford to buy it, it's like I really have to realize that. And then I really have to, like, if I was living semi-independently, I literally have to like, beat myself in the head in order to say, you know what, Lee, you don't need that item, snap out of it. Like, I would literally have to beat myself in the head, because if not, there goes the item out the store. And I'm not kidding either. Because that's why when I don't need something and I can't afford to purchase anything, I just don't go anywhere near that store. I don't put myself in that situation where I have to explain to the cops. Like, what am I going to tell the police officers? when my hands are behind my back and there's handcuffs going on me? Like, am I gonna tell them, oh, sorry, officers, I'm obsessed with, like, fancy, beautiful dresses, prom dresses, and beautiful gowns? Like, and I just wanted it? Do you think that that's not gonna go over? Do you think that that's gonna go over very well? No, absolutely not. Like, that's why, even now, right? If, like, you see, I don't need anything. I don't need any more clothes. So I haven't gone to a mall or any clothing store in quite a while because I don't need it. So I don't put myself in that situation where I'm tempted to want to buy or to want to get my hands on that item. Right? And that's the thing about me and some other people. Just some people just have no common sense and no value of the fact that people that own these businesses have to pay like millions of dollars to have them products made and to have them shipped so that they can sell them. Right? Like, nobody should be walking out with those items. If you can't afford to pay for it, don't buy them. Don't even go in them stores if you can't afford to pay for it. Because that's not fair. That's not nice. Because she could have taken clothing that somebody else could have bought. Like, legally bought. And, you know, and it takes away from, let's say, if a person, like, she didn't really need the clothes, right? You can tell that she's well dressed. She's a TikTok influencer, so she probably gets a lot of money from just making her videos, and she probably has a job, right? Not only TikTok, but she probably has a job, you know, doing something or other. So it's just not like she needs it. It's not like she desperately needs clothing. And, you know, there's people out there who can't get a job, that maybe had a job, but maybe got laid off, or maybe couldn't work anymore. So, if they steal clothing and that, I heard of some people that, you know, that need clothing because they can't afford to buy it. They need clothing. And they steal it because they don't have any money. And that, to me, is not a criminal right there. It's somebody who needs it and that can't afford it. That's different, you know? That's different altogether, because it's a little bit different. I mean, like, some people might not agree with me. Some people might think, oh, stealing is stealing, doesn't matter. And I can totally understand that, you know? Because to some degree, yeah, stealing is stealing. You know, water on the bridge. Well, stealing is stealing. But the motive behind their stealing, the fact that people may not have money to purchase new clothes versus somebody who just wants to encourage people to steal and uses her social media, his or her social media, to kind of encourage it, that's wrong. That's not somebody who doesn't have money. That's not somebody who obviously, you know, needs clothing. That's somebody who is entitled to buy or to get whatever she or he wants in life. That's not fair. That's not okay. So my advice to people who follow my channel and subscribe to my channel, like, I got 1,504K, 1,500 4 something K maybe, which is 1,054,000 or something. I can't remember exactly. Kind of hard to point that out now. And again, it's nighttime. My brain is not working properly, so it's like, okay. But I'm happy with the subscribers that I have. If more want to subscribe, that would be wonderful. But I don't want, because she's encouraging that. That's how she got so much more followers. Because she's encouraging that. So a lot of the people this day and age, they think it's okay, but it's not. It's not okay to steal from, whether it's food, jewelry, clothing, or shoes. It's not okay. Stealing is stealing, no matter what. But look, there's a difference between if you're stealing out of hunger, or if you're stealing because, maybe you've been to the store, and maybe you've been to the Salvation Army, but they didn't have the clothes that you were looking for. And so maybe you steal it because, you really need it. Then that's different. Right? Most people think that, well, this day and age, stealing is that you don't really need it, but in some cases it is. There is a thing called stealing it because you need it. And then there's stealing it because you want it, in my opinion. And to steal because you need it and to steal because you want it, that's a totally different feeling. Right? People that feel like they need new clothing, people that don't have the money to afford new clothing, or sometimes they do take it because, and I can understand that. I totally understand that. That's totally understandable. Wouldn't you take a nice blouse or a couple of nice shirts if you can get your hands on it, if you never have the money to afford it? Right? If you were like somebody who's living in the house, but maybe living on a pension, maybe you had a job, but maybe you just couldn't work for some reason. Maybe you got injured, or maybe you became mentally ill because of stress related. Sometimes people develop anxiety and depression and lots of other mental illnesses that can be developed. Like here, I'll show you. I'll ask it on Google. Right here. Right? Google will tell me. And it has, because I have searched it up before. What type of mental illnesses is caused by anxiety and stress? Mm-hmm. 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 What are the types of mental illnesses caused by someone being mistreated at work? Question mark. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is it. This is it. You know? You know? I think that's backwards. I think the mirror goes backwards. So, mental health problems that can be caused by mistreatment at work include anxiety. Bullying and harassment in the workplace can cause anxiety, which can manifest into severe anxiety or generalized anxiety disorder, GAD. GAD is usually chronic and has low remission rates. Bullying and harassment, depression. Bullying and harassment can contribute to depression, right? As we all know, because many people have lived with that. That's mostly one cause of bullying is depression. But it can cause other illnesses that are probably even worse than that. Like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is a bad one. It's like a really bad one. If a professional diagnoses a worker with PTSD, the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board, WSIB, Workplace Safety and Insurance Board, WSIB, that's what it says, may presume it's work-related. Dissociative disorder. Dissociation is a mental process where someone disconnects from their thoughts, feelings, memories, and sense of identity. Dissociative disorder include dissociative amnesia, depersonalization disorder, and dissociative identity disorder. And of course, you can have the physical symptoms of it as well, which is headaches, muscle tensions, change in appetite, sleeping problems, fatigue or general restlessness, and then stomach complaints like muscles, aches, or pains. That's before that's probably the first sign that somebody's hurting is when they're crying and holding their stomach or crying and holding their head in the bathroom, right? When you see an employee at work having to use a bathroom because she's got a headache, it could be a cause of that employee being mistreated by her boss or coworkers at work, right? And muscle tensions, it means that they tense up their muscles, right? Because they tense their body when they're under a lot of anxiety and stress. That's the body's natural way of dealing with it. That's the brain's natural way of saying, release. I just want to release it. And that's body's way of trying to hold in violent thoughts and urges. But at the same time, it's, that's why when you're at work, it's, before you get to that point, look for another job. Or if it's too late and you already been diagnosed with that, or you already think that something's happened and you take leave of work and then something's happened, it's like, but there's other jobs out there for people with special needs, and that there's no, you can always do a job, but maybe that particular job is not necessary for that person anymore. But there's lots of programs that people with mental illnesses and that can fit in and they can do stuff. Yeah. So identifying facts of workplace bullying, Workplace bullying can contribute to increased stress, low self-esteem, and feelings of anxiety and depression. One sense of security is then determined by ongoing unpleasant interactions, which can cause anxiety, tension, and even, I don't know what that says, but what marshals say, I guess, MELANCHOLY, whatever that says. And it says marshals say, whatever that means. I guess it's like marshals, like warriors and that. And researchers have found that coworkers of those who are bullied also experience negative effects when they are themselves, or when they themselves are not bullied. One study showed that victims of bullying and those who witness it are more likely to receive a precipitation of psychotropic medications such as antidepressant, tranquilizer, and sleeping pills. Yeah. Prescription, I meant. Yeah, that's a prescription. That's what it says, a prescription. Sorry, my bad. My bad, that's meant to say prescription. Yeah. So, yep. Bullying in the workplace can increase the risk of negative physical health effects and lead to decreased mental well-being for both the victim bullying and their coworkers. Right? Bullying at work has a negative impact on a person's ability to do their job due to the mental discomfort brought on by the bullying. Victims frequently exhibit decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, means that I guess are absent from work because nobody wants to come to work when they're being mistreated and yelled at and cursed at. Like, if somebody's cleaning the tables, you don't want a boss to come in there and be like, there's some dirt on the table, what the fuck are you doing? You know? Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Do you not know how to do your job? Like, nobody needs that. Nobody deserves that. Right? Nobody deserves to have anybody who's treating somebody like that. Right? So, of course, the person is not going to want to go into work. Right? He wants to go into work when somebody's constantly in their face bitching at you all the time. Like, that's not fair. Right? Inability to work or concentrate. So bullied workers cannot perform their jobs to the best of their ability. Performance issues include inability to work or concentrate, low self-esteem, trouble making decisions, lowered productivity. Which makes sense, right? So when you're not able to work because of mistreated, you get low on money, right? Because you have to pay your bills, you have to, and eventually you might not have the ability to afford new clothing for your children or, even for yourself. So, of course, you're going to take it. And somebody that has a mental illness, that has developed a mental illness because of bullying, may have problems with social skills. So they may have problems asking for help. So they may just take the item not because they want to steal. It's because they might have problems, asking for help. They may find it really difficult, But this person, she's a social media influencer, has no problem talking in front of a camera. So if a person can talk in front of a camera, she can very damn well have asked for help if she needed it, If she can talk in front of a camera, then why would she steal? It's not like she has any problems, right? I can imagine people that have social problems would not be able to talk in the camera, right? 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 So, yeah, those are the people that shouldn't be stealing in the first place, right? I know I myself have autism and a rare chromosome disorder, which causes me lots of issues, and especially impulses, right? So I might be tempted to see a product or see a shirt or shoes, something that I really like, especially when it comes to flowers and sparkly stuff. Flowers or sparkles, best of both worlds. Not good if I'm in the store and I don't have any money to pay for it, because I would literally want to scoop it up and then run out of the store with it. Right? So it's like, if I see that, I would literally have to have somebody put my hand down, or literally tell me, no, Lee, you can't do that. Right? Right? Because I would not be able to contain myself. That was me. And I know that. So why would I put myself in that situation when I do not need the clothing and I do have the money to afford to pay for it half the time? So I'm not going to put myself in that situation where I am tempted to steal because of impulses in the moment. I'm not going to do that. And because I know that there's many people out there that steal for, because like I said, because they can't work, they develop mental issues, right? From their work or from anywhere. So maybe they can't work anymore and maybe they don't have the money. So I know that's no excuse to be stealing, but still, that is a reason that people steal. And I think it's very human, if you don't have it and you really need it, you take it. That's a basic human instinct, right? You don't want to do it, you just do it because you feel you have to. That's been going on for like thousands of years, since Jesus has been alive, right? That's been going on for thousands of years, right? Humans take things to survive, and we need food to survive. That's the number one thing. And we also need clothing to keep us warm, right? Like if you saw a person that was stealing and he had a big hole in his shirt or her shirt, like right around here, he had a big hole in her shirt and big holes in their jeans, right? And they don't look like they have been bought in that way. They look like they've been ripped from overuse of wearing them, right? Because that's all they had. You can tell if that person really needs clothing and some stuff. But I can tell you that this TikToker did not need any of that. Did not need any of that. If she could talk in a camera and is able to influence people, she can certainly have bought in that stuff. She just didn't want to. She just didn't want to have the resources to pay for it. She just didn't feel she had to for some reason. And, I'm sure glad that somebody on her social media account had contacted the police. Serves her damn right, too. Serves her damn right. Because that's not fair to people who actually can't afford it and that need it, right? That's not fair to them, and it's certainly not very nice. She didn't need that stuff. She didn't, right? So it's like, why the fuck would she do that? I don't understand that. I don't understand that, and I myself know that if I can't afford it, I certainly wouldn't be going to a store that I am tempted to do that myself. So that's the difference between me and somebody like that. I don't feel I need it, I don't go there. Right? Unless I really need it, or unless I really want to pay something, unless I really want to buy something. But lately I haven't been wanting to buy anything, and I haven't been needing anything. So I just haven't been, I have been avoiding those places. Like the mall and Giant Tiger and all those stores like that might have clothing down there that I absolutely would love to get. You know, I just like the people that, you know, doesn't matter if I like it. I don't need it. But I know that there's many people down there that do. That would, and they deserve to have it. If they need it, shouldn't they get it first? Before any of us? Like, that's a question in my mind. That's a question that I want everybody to understand and to think about. Shouldn't those people receive the items first? Like, we need to think about other people instead of always think about our damn selves. Because that's not very nice. That's not fair. You know? You know? Because she didn't need those items. She didn't need them. She didn't need them that bad. And I can assure you she had the money. She just felt entitled. She probably refused to bring her money because she probably felt she didn't need to pay for it. She had the money. She just felt like she didn't need to pay for it. I don't know. I don't get what the fuck is wrong with people, but okay. You know? And there's so many people out there that do not want to steal, but they have to steal. Otherwise they'll go hungry. And that is a basic human instinct. Because it's been around for thousands of years before these stores even existed. You know, people used to, you know, before they even had grocery stores that you can go in there and shop. Right? People used to probably sell their meat and that on the market. You know? And all their clothing on the market. Years and years and years ago, like 1800s or 1500s, you know? And yeah, some people did steal because they were hungry. And yeah, sometimes they did get punished for it, sometimes they didn't. You know? Depending on the situation. Right? But it's a basic human instinct, you know? If they're hungry or if they need something, they will grab it and then they will steal it. Well, they won't steal it, but in their mind, it's like taking it. In our minds, from the view looking in, that's stealing. But in their mind, it's not. It's like, I need it, so I need to take it. Even though I don't want to, I need it because I need to survive. Whether it's food or clothing, you know? Whether it's food or for clothing, you know? They're like, if they're not hungry, then clothing keeps us warm. We need a jacket to keep us safe from the cold. If not, we freeze to death. Right? We need pants to keep us warm. If we went around with big rips in our pants, we would freeze to death. Right? Especially in the States. And here in Canada especially. Gets us like -16. So, if we didn't attempt to take something, even if we didn't pay for it, what would happen? You know? We would probably be frozen to death. We'd probably freeze to death. Right? And it's not like the Salvation Army and that has everything that they need. They're trying, but, you know? But it's But that's the difference between somebody who needs it and somebody that feels entitled to get it for their own selfishness. That's the difference between a need and entitlement. There's a big difference there, people, and that's my opinion, that's my take on it. And whether or not you believe that stealing is wrong in general, which I agree, I totally agree, whether you believe me or not, whether you think I'm right or not, because some people do believe that stealing is stealing, plain and simple, it's like they should go to prison, plain and simple, right? You need to also understand the situation of why that person might be doing it, right? Like, are they doing it? Do they look like a person that has money? Do they look like a person who might be able to afford it and is just stealing for the sake of it? Or could they be actually in trouble and maybe lacking a little bit of the money they need to afford it, Because most people think, well, if you have $5, right, you should be able to afford, like, something. Like, if you have $5, you should be able to afford, like, $16 or $17 shirt or something. Well, ever since the pandemic happened, who has $5 now? You tell me that. You tell me that. Who can afford even a cucumber or a piece of celery here in Canada for $4 or $5? Is anything worth $5 anymore? No, absolutely not. Things are worth like $6 or $7 now. $8. So it's like, really? It's like nobody has $5 anymore. So it's like you can't say that. Because even people in the States don't have $5. Everything in the States have gone over $5. They can lose $5 in a flash. So it's like, nobody has $5 anymore. And they're carrying around, They're lucky enough to even have $3 in the bank. Or $2 in the bank. Like, by the time they're done paying their bills and their gas and food, buying groceries and that. Like, me and my dad just bought groceries yesterday. And it probably came to over $100. And trust me, I don't think my dad would have $5 left over. Right? He's lucky enough to have a toonie left over. Right? In his bank account. And his bank account's probably going, right? Right? So, yep. His bank account's not going, it's going, and look at that. Same as everybody else's. So it's like, really? $5? You can afford that? Really? So it's like, can we really judge somebody by, if they don't look homeless, if they look like they're well dressed, and yeah, they're probably just entitled and they probably don't feel they have to pay for it. That's a difference between somebody who needs to steal to survive versus somebody who wants to steal just for the sake of it. Right? That's why I myself, if I don't need it, I try to avoid those places. I try to say, stop, don't go anywhere near those places, because I tell my family all the time, tell my family and my mom all the time, I said, if I go near those places, I would want something. I can't window shop. If I want something and I see it, I would have to buy it. And I might not have the money to do that. So please, don't take me near any of those places. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm really bad for that. I'd rather go for a walk with my dog right now or lately than to go to the mall and go shopping right now for clothing, right? I'd rather do anything but that right now because I certainly don't need any clothes, right? Well, and it's like, well, if people have the money, they shouldn't be out there getting their hands on stuff. It's like, leave it alone. It's not yours. You don't help yourself to it. If you want to steal, you shouldn't be doing that. If you don't need it, then don't take it. If you don't need it, then don't help yourself to it. Get your fucking paws off of people's stuff. It's not yours. Leave it alone. You know? It's not yours. Keep your grubby hands off of them. It's not yours. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself.